As you follow the guards out of the tavern and, you know, you're walking down the road of the village, you come to an overgrown and tangled forest. So it's, you know, big trees, and there's so many trees that all the branches and whatnot are intertwined, and all the bushes around are all kind of like our bushes out front.
Like
it's thick and tangled forest, thick with thorny vines. So there's lots of vines too, and they have pokey things on them. Off a little in the distance, you can see an ancient castle that is little more than a pile of fallen stones. What remains of towers and walls are hard to make out clearly because of the deep growth of the forest and vines. It's obvious that the castle has been hidden in the Grimswood for many years. The Grimswood obviously is the forest. Ahead of you are two paths through the undergrowth. The path to your left is narrow, and the path to the right is much wider and shows signs of recent use. So Jack, who is very perceptive, looks at those tracks on the ground, and he sees multiple, like lots of footprints and hoof prints and puppy prints and everything going in to along the wide path, but he only sees one set of footprints come out. One of the guards tells you that the prints that return are Prince Charming, and he went in with about 20 guards. He's made multiple trips in there, and none of his guards have made it back out.
They've been killed?
Yeah. On their horses and the dogs that they brought along with them, you know, to sniff out stuff. And
okay. Well, I'm saying narrow path, because it seems like anybody who goes to the wide path gets killed. We might as well, I mean, we may still get killed anyway, but we might as well try the different path, and that has made all the difference.
okay, so we're walking through the narrow path, and Inferno keeps getting poked by the thorny vines. And as you walk, it leads to a clearing before a broken stone wall. So you're in a clearing. There's no tree. The trees are kind of around / behind you, and there's a broken wall, broken stone wall in front of you. Large red roses grow in clusters around the gap in the wall. There's a gap in the wall. And in the rubble of fallen stones. So there's roses everywhere. The gap is 5 feet wide and choked with fallen stone. And it widens higher up the wall, so it's kind of cracked like this. I mean, or not cracked, but broken. And you can get up into whatever lies beyond through the wider opening, like in the top of the wall.
Okay, let's talk some more. Oh, are you done?
Well, I was just going to say the smell of roses fill the air, and the only sound you hear is the sound of bees buzzing and a distant sound of a cawing raven.
How much of a wall are we talking about?
It's a long wall. I mean, this used to be a castle.
Oh, okay. And it's like as big as the clearing is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how high is it?
I'll say 10 feet high.
Okay, and then there's this one big opening in it. So if we were to visualize the way this GM screen is in the front, that wouldn't be so bad, right?
Right.
And then this opening, there's a lot of rocks that have fallen, but we could crawl over the rocks and go through the opening in the wall. All right, well, Then sure, let's go through the opening in the wall. I'll even go first with my short sword drawn.
Okay. So you climb into the wall and nothing happens.
Okay, so Inferno can follow after me. So Inferno climbs over through the opening in the wall, and we are now on the other side.
Okay. This is an enormous area filled with cracked paving stones, so like, the floor is all cracked. What was once the main courtyard of this castle. To the south can be seen the great doors that once protected the fortification. So the area that protected the it's called the Barbican. I had to pull it up in my dictionary. It says a tower or other fortification on approach to the castle or town. So it's a tower that you have to go through that protects the castle.
Okay.
Is what I got from it. Now hanging to one side, but so thick with vines and vegetation that they are less passable, that they are less that you're less able to get through them than when they once guarded the castle entrance. Various doors to outbuildings or other sections of the castle can be seen, but many are choked with rubble, like the falling stone, vegetation, the vines, and that sort of thing. So it's kind of a mess in there. Some of it's fallen in. Some few others are still intact. To the northeast, a set of steps leads at a 45-degree angle to what appears to be an upper courtyard. Trees and vines have grown there as well, offering plenty concealment. So, plenty of hiding spaces for hidden enemies.
Going up the stairs.
You see many ancient skeletons.
Oh,
Ancients.
Of dogs, men, women. Ow, my neck. Children, horses, cats,
wow.
birds, mice.
So a lot of things have died here. This is all just in the courtyard.
Wow. So, Inferno, he kind of walks away from the group, or, well, I guess it's not a group, it's just you and him. Walks away. He's fascinated by all this stuff, and so he goes wandering around, and he finds a wooden door next to the wall of the, because you guys are over the wall, and so he's apparently been going along the side of the wall, and he finds a little wooden door.
Does it appear to go to the outside or into a room?
It's a narrow, like a very narrow, dark stairway that goes down into the ground.
Oh my. So we've got stairs going up to what appears to be an upper courtyard, and we've got stairs going down into what we can only assume is a horrible death. Well, that's the conclusion I jumped to.
And it doesn't look like it's been used in a while, because, as you look down, you can kind of see what light is shining in from the outside. You kind of see some maybe spider webs or cobwebs, or it doesn't look like it's been used in a very, very long time.
Yeah, so we're not going to go in there. So, what do you think? Go up to the upper courtyard or down into the scary vortex of horror?
How about we go up
Okay.
to the upper...
Now remember, she said that there's all kinds of growth on the stairs that go up, and so it'd make good hiding places for enemies of some kind. That's what you said, right?
Mhm.
So we should surely have our weapons drawn.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell you what, I'll let you go first, because you've got more hit points, and I will follow along behind you with my crossbow drawn, okay?
Okay.
So we would like to go up these stairs.
So broad stone steps, so wide steps that are made of stone, that are now smoothed by fallen leaves, so there's lots of leaves on the stairs as you go up. They lead up into another courtyard. The entire northwest corner of the courtyard is a ruined pile of rubble, beyond which can be seen the gigantic trees of the Grinswood Forest. Where you stand, the walls are 40 feet high, although they are riddled with small holes, like those of large rats. A few bones and skeletons can be seen all across the grassy lawn of the upper courtyard. And as you're standing there looking around, you hear some noise. Some rocks falling. And you turn around to one of them little holes and you see these creatures crawling through these little holes.
Okay.
And these little creatures are called phobias.
Phobia.